Greetings and salutations, how's everybody doing? So, you know, we haven't really talked about this big boy before. I haven't. You know where I got this little guy? Outside. Someone was trying to throw him away, along with a Super Nintendo, and then a PlayStation, the circular one. So let's talk about them. So let's talk about the Super Nintendo Entertainment, the peak of the 80s. When it comes to, video gaming of the, when we look back at, because, when it comes to nostalgia, this boy is one thing that we always think of. When we think of, say, video games, this is the thing we think of. Because previously, before this guy came out, we had mostly been talking about Atari, Commodore 64, any of those things. And then the video game market kind of went. And then, out from the ashes, a champion had rose. This little guy. And in this case, say it came out in the year. It was first released in Japan in 1983 as the Family Computer, or also known as the Famicom. It was released here in the States in October 18th, 1985. And for test results.
Will you be the one to witness the birth of the incredible Nintendo Entertainment System? The one to play with Rob, the extraordinary video robot, batteries not included. He helps you tackle even the toughest challenge. Will you be the first to raise the incredibly accurate Zapper and play games like Duck Hunt or action-packed Hogan's Alley and high-flying Kung Fu, each sold separately? Will you be the one to experience the Nintendo Entertainment System? Comes with Rob, Zapper, Control Deck, 2 controllers, Gyromite, and Duck Hunt.
And yeah, when the NES first came out, it was bundled up with 2 games. In this case, Super Mario. Bros. And Duck Hunt. One thing that the game would also come bundled with was a Nintendo Zapper. Basically the way this little beauty would work was, you would have it connected to your, this little guy. This is probably entertaining for you all. Leos. Get that little guy in there, and then you would have, a little bit, light reflections on the TV, and then you zap it, and then, say, oh no, you shot down the bird in Duck Hunt. So some games, they could use this function. Some games didn't. And then you'd have, honestly, when you think about, say, accessories, say, sometimes you think, oh, these are just peripherals that are just, say, cash grabs. But no, this little guy, and its bigger little brother, Rob the Robot, which had Gyromite and Stack Up, basically, he was the add-on toy that would, both of these would have an influence in the future of saying, hey, let's create an add-on that's both practical and probably cool to look at. And when it comes to games, say, yes, I know, this is probably not what you're thinking of, Bible Adventures from Wisdom Tree. I unfortunately don't have a ton of games for the NES. I mostly have games say, this. I also have Star Trek, the 50th anniversary. have some other games, but unfortunately, I have to go digging for them, and this is one game I can just like say, where's that at? Where's that at? But there were a lot of games that were kind of emphasized what gaming would be when it came to the 8-bit generation, in this case, the NES, with games such as The Legend of Zelda, Metroid.
The challenge is Metroid. The power is Nintendo. Defend the planet Xephus against the evil Mother Brain. It's survival or destruction. Do battle or die. Metroid, only from Nintendo.
And I gotta say, when it comes to the era of horror games, in this case, Castlevania. And yeah, I gotta say, a lot of games were really prevalent that would eventually, you know, become staples of the Nintendo Entertainment. Whether it was Mario, and the other games that we probably think like say, huh, that would be a game. Whether it's something like say, Denji Gaiden, which would also get its own, like, you know, series, and eventually would go on to, as the years would go into the modern millennia, have reboots of it. I mean, yeah, honestly, like, going to look back at it, if you like say, this little guy had spunk. It was able to open its drawer or door, and, you know, in a way, get you to put in your favorite games, and in a way, snap them in, have fun for at least an hour, or whether it was a game that you probably say, oh man, this game's not great. I mean, there was a lot of games that probably weren't great. I mean, heck, if I could get any game for the NES just to play it, it would have to be something, because this is a notoriously game that, like, not many people are just going to play for the fun of it, would be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But honestly, like, I have one of those cards that has like 100 games in one. My friend Mr. King, who helps, you know, say, hey, buddy, make this video or that video. I gotta say, like, the NES is a game system that I wish I could have gotten when I was a child, but honestly, like, I kind of was born a little too late. I was born in '92, so yeah. Like if I could have also gotten, like, say, Sega, like, say, Sega Genesis, you know, I would have also played Sonic the Hedgehog. But whether you are a Nintendo fan or a Sega fan, this little guy was one thing that in a way changed the future. It would have helped, it in a way helped define gaming for the 80s until, like, say, its older brother, the Super Nintendo, it would come out, and in a way change things as well. I'm gonna be honest, I really like the NES. I would love to, you know, eventually talk about a game, but hopefully it's more of an obscure game instead of just like say, hey, everyone knows about Duck Hunt, everyone knows about, get out of there. Everyone knows about other things, but, you know, it'd be fun to talk about a game that's obscure. I'll see you later.